Bonsoir mesdames et messieurs et bienvenue à notre show Chercher l'artiste. Aujourd'hui, nous allons parler de nourriture. Ça veut dire que nous allons parler de restaurants et tout. Today, our show is going to be in English and we have our guest today, Briana from Bri Eats. Briana, welcome to our platform. Welcome to Island TV. And it's a pleasure to have you with us.
Yes, thank you for having me.
Briana is a vlogger. And I didn't know what that was, so tell us what you do exactly.
So as a food blogger, what I basically do is go to different restaurants and I basically highlight their dishes that I love, kind of describe an experience so people could kind of be there with me. It all started from a passion of loving food.
Loving food. Yeah. So at the beginning, you just decided to go with your camera and then the food and you study whatever the dish is.
Yeah.
Do you go mostly to Caribbean restaurants or do you go see any type of restaurant, Italian, French? What's the cuisine that you like to vlog about?
I definitely have a bias towards Caribbean food because of my background.
And you're from?
My mom is from Jamaica, my dad's from the Dominican Republic.
Dominican Republic?
Yes.
Wow, that's the same island than us.
Yeah.
Yes, okay. And so you grew up Dominican Republic for sure. Arroz con frijoles?
Yes.
And tostones?
Yes, everything.
And what else do you guys do there?
So we do mofongo. That's a really big thing. Mofongo is pretty big. We eat a lot of plantain.
A lot of plantain, yeah. I love sweet plantain.
Yes.
And I like banana pesé in our country, which is the green banana,
yeah.
which is the tostones for you guys. And so, so what got you interested really pretty much into going into restaurant? I mean, you like to eat, you're pretty slim. I would be 300 pounds if I was vlogging, believe me. You don't know how much I like to eat food.
So the biggest thing for me was I am a person that loves to eat out, and I'm always a person that people always ask where to go. And on my free time, like I always try to find something different. What's the best pizza? What's the best Jamaican food? And I try it out for myself. And I said, why not just film it? And it just grew into what it is now.
And so, like, for example, you go to Miami, Fort Lauderdale, West Palm Beach. Are there specific areas that have a lot of different restaurants, like in a row? Like in Washington, D.C., we have an area called Georgetown, and you have a lot of very, very nice restaurants. So when you go to a restaurant, first of all, are there places around Miami, Fort Lauderdale, where, like, I know Las Olas Boulevard has a lot of restaurants. Where do you go in Miami for that?
So
the Wharf?
The Wharf is pretty good, but I like Wynwood. Wynwood has a lot of has a lot of places, marketplaces, and I really focus on small businesses that they really cook with love. That's what I look for.
Yes. Yeah. And you were telling me about food trucks.
Yes.
So I see a lot of food trucks around, but what I'm asking myself is, most of those food trucks, they have a place where they are assigned, where during the week they are there, so everybody knows that, hey, this is my favorite food truck, and I would like to taste this from there, right?
Yeah. So it depends, because some food trucks, they have food truck events. So I like to go to the food truck events where there's like 20 food trucks and you could just go and try each one. But then you have some that travel a lot, or they cater, or they do private events. So it really depends on the food truck style.
And I guess when they have circus in town and they have a lot of food trucks there, right?
Yeah.
They have things like, which area that usually people go for food trucks?
So Wynwood is a big one too. Wynwood is big. I would say another area of Fort Lauderdale has a lot of places too. It's usually on the weekends where they have full events. Yeah. So you'll have events that's related around Like even car meetups, they have a whole bunch of food trucks. Like, that's actually one of the places I'm going to be going to soon, where they have like a whole bunch of exotic cars and people go and show their cars.
Oh yes, I've seen that in it's not for in Pompano Beach. Once I saw that. So now, how do those people benefit from you coming to visit their restaurant?
So one of the biggest things that I love most about this is that when I give them exposure, a lot of times their sales goes up, or it kind of gives people the incentive. Okay, this is a real person telling me, okay, this is what to get.
It's good. Yeah, it's good to know that someone else has tried it before you, because you don't want to go and I'm not going to venture if it's if it doesn't look like a chicken wing and it has the bone of the chicken. Like, I would be very miserable in even though I love Chinese cuisine, I love Japanese cuisine. But if I'm not seeing that steak cut in front of me, I am not eating it. So restaurant-wise, do the owner of the restaurant, do they know you and they call you and they ask you to come and do a vlog about their restaurant?
Yeah, so a lot of times they might see another video I did for somebody else and they really enjoy what I do. So a lot of times they reach out to me. But there are times where I just want to try something, and I just take it upon myself to get a video of it. But a lot of times I think the restaurants truly appreciate it because they may not know how to put themselves out there, especially on social media. And to me, it really opens up a new world, because somebody who's traveling to Florida and is looking for something, they may be looking at these different videos and now they know where to go.
Yes, that's great. That's really fun. That's interesting.
Yeah.
So you're always out eating?
Yes, like every day.
So do they charge you when you go to the restaurant? You end up paying for the food?
No, a lot of times just out of courtesy, they'll give me the food for free, just in exchange for the video. But there are times, especially when I first started, just out of good faith, just pay for the food and do it out of the goodness of my heart.
And if people would like to go and find you, where do you plug your vlog?
Oh yeah, so I am on Instagram as _BrieEats_, and then on TikTok I'm Brie Eats Miami, and on YouTube I'm just Brie Eats. So pretty easy to find.
Well, you should tell some of your restaurants that we are filming at Island TV to send us some food.
Oh yeah,
And we would love to sample their food.
Yes, I will definitely.
That would be fun.
Yes, I think
that would be
perfect.
fun.
Yeah.
What would you like to say to what got you really involved into wanting to do a vlog?
So I think one of the biggest things that really got me inspired was I watched a lot of Food Network and growing up, and Guy Fieri, he would go around to different restaurants and highlight these small businesses. And I thought, wow, that's really cool. I didn't know there was a platform for that until I saw other people doing it. And I said, why not me? I already love going to these restaurants.
Right.
So. And then from there, it took off.
And this is something that you can live off, literally, like that.
Yeah, I mean, once you get to a certain point, it's definitely livable.
When you have a lot of restaurants that know about you, and they say, well, would you like to come and do? And your vlog usually lasts how long? You say you take 3 plates, like an appetizer.
So I do, usually it might be an appetizer, one of their main dishes that's really popular, and then maybe a dessert and maybe a drink. And it's I usually go between, if it's for Instagram, between 30 to 45 seconds, and then for YouTube, about the same time. If it's a full YouTube video, I try to keep it up to 2 minutes or less.
That's good. That's excellent. Now, you said drinking. If there is drinking in that, I might become a vlogger. There is drinking involved. And so you find in certain restaurants that there are special drinks that they make in special restaurants.
Yes.
And what's your favorite drink?
Oh, that's really tough. I really like mixed drinks.
Yeah.
So it might be like a strawberry lemonade, or it might be, the other day I had something called Hurricane, which has a whole bunch of stuff in there.
Was that in South Beach?
No, it was in Doral. It was at this seafood restaurant, but it was really good.
Oh, I went to a place in South Beach, I can't remember the name, but I had a drink called Call a Cab.
Oh.
I have to tell you that they called a cab for me after that. It was unbelievable. I mean, you know, in South Beach, you can really get kind of wasted because it's a lot of fun. But and plate-wise, what cuisine you like the most? You like Italian? You like French? You like Caribbean? You tend more to be Caribbean.
Yeah, I'll say that right now. Caribbean is my favorite. I definitely have a bias. I think Caribbean flavors are so powerful, and I feel like there's so much you could do with it. And I feel like, especially being in Miami, a lot of the flavors of other restaurants are influenced by Caribbean flavors.
There's a mixture. It's very, how I would say, cosmopolitan.
Yes.
Miami, and then you find, particularly like places like Bayside, you find different types of food and of drinks and things like that. That's lots of fun. So you were saying your next escapade is what?
My next escapade is actually going to be at a food truck event, which is actually also a car event. So it's kind of like a lot of stuff going on. It's going to be a lot of fun, and I'm going to get to try like about 15 different food trucks. So that's the highlight of my week.
And if you were to give an advice to a person that is starting, that would like to gear into that direction, what advice would you give them? To a young person of your age that would like to start?
So I think the biggest advice I would tell somebody is, if you're going to get into this, make sure you're doing it organically. Don't try to do it just because you see everybody else doing it. Do it for the love of it, because people can tell. People can tell the difference between somebody trying to do something for the wrong reasons versus the right reasons. And I would also say, have fun with it. I know that sounds very cliche, but that's really important.
That's great. Yeah. Well, Briana, I really want to thank you. That's the end of our segment. Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, it was really a pleasure being with you for the first segment there. Briana, thanks so very, very much. From Brie Eats, and maybe I'll see you in one of those restaurants over there.
Yes.
You can send me a margarita. We'll be right back, ladies and gentlemen.
My name is Amy. Reliability is a significant part of my job. Truly all of the employees play a huge role in it. FPL has made so many improvements to make our grid the most reliable and safe. From our continuous tree trimming and pole inspection services, and now more recently, even underground the lines that you see that are closest to your own home. It's so important for me to have a continued impact and support for my community, and this is one of the true ways that I feel like I'm making a difference in everyone's life.
I am a solar development project manager. Solar is a stable fuel source, which will lead to stable bills and ultimately will produce savings for our customers.
I know that FPL is looking at other ways that down the line will reduce my bill, and the future is bright.
Sylvester Comprehensive Cancer Center delivers the most innovative treatments available. From leading-edge research and breakthrough clinical trials to life-changing therapies and superior outcomes, Sylvester Comprehensive Cancer Center is the only NCI-designated and nationally ranked cancer center in South Florida. And with 10 locations in the region, it's easy to find a specialist near you. Learn more at inpursuitofyourcure.com.
I'm Sergio. I work for FPL. We've transitioned from foreign oil to natural gas, and we're moving responsibly towards solar, battery, and green hydrogen.
I know that FPL is looking at other ways that down the line will reduce my bill, and the future is bright.
Alon Kave, palen de ANB.
Oui, Baz. Eh ben, bossé, men. Yo, bon, male, ANB, wesh. Ouais, ANB, c'est la santé.
Zami, ou kon ANB pa vre? Eh ben, c'est yon one-stop shop sot médical. Tande, bon bagay. ANB, c'est la santé. ANB, c'est la vie. Passion, yo c'est famille. Toute passion, c'est amis. C'est pour nous yop travail, yo c'est la caille. ANB, a gen menti, yo guéri toute maladie. ANB, c'est la santé. ANB, c'est la vie. Passion, yo c'est famille. Toute passion, c'est amis. C'est amis. Amis, non. ANB,
305 835 92 64. 305 835 92 64.
And ladies and gentlemen, we are back, and now our guest is a very important person. Her name is Sage, and she's Miss Florida Ambassador U.S. Nation. So, Sage, welcome to our platform. Welcome to Island TV. It's such a pleasure to have you with us. First of all, I have to tell you, I love your outfit.
Thank you so much.
I love your car. I love the whole shebang.
Thank you so much.
And I would like you to feel at home. So don't worry.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for having me. This is really exciting for me. I was able to come here today to Miss B-Fly Beauty. She introduced me to you, and I'm wearing my friend Tony Visions who let me borrow this
That
outfit.
is gorgeous. I love anything with fringes and things like that.
Thank you. That's his thing. He's really big on fringe. He's high fashion, high couture. So I model him for him a lot. And since I was doing this
Excellent. I appreciate that you're doing that. So this is what I want to talk about.
Yes.
First, what got you involved? Because you're a model as well.
Yes.
So you're a model. Why don't you introduce yourself? Tell us about you.
Alrighty. Hi, everybody. My name is Sage Agate. I do a lot of different things, to be very honest with you. I do modeling. I do hosting. I do model coordinating. I do pageantry. I do a lot of, I'm one of those people that like dabble in a lot of things.
You dabble in that field?
Yes, in that field. I do makeup. I've been a makeup artist since I was 14
We can tell your makeup is flawless.
Thank you. That's
I should have her do my makeup for me.
I love it.
Flawless.
When I started doing makeup on men, I loved it even more, honestly, because I grew up messing with men's faces when I was little. I had three older brothers.
Yes.
So I grew up really with men's faces first, and then that's kind of how I got into makeup. I enjoyed cleaning my brother's eyebrows, their mustaches, things like that. I really liked it.
That's fantastic. Yeah. So since you like runway, I guess?
Yes, that is my main thing. I'm a runway model.
And there's a lot of work in the Miami area for that?
Yes, there's a lot. There's a lot of opportunities. People are always making new opportunities. They're trying to make new opportunities to be inclusive for a lot of different women, because I'm 5'5". So I'm not the tallest runway model, but still, you see me on the runway.
5'5", but with what you're wearing, how many? How many? That's 6 inch, right?
Yeah, this is 7 inches.
7 inches?
Yes, 7 inches.
Ladies and gentlemen, you should see those shoes. I mean, believe me, incredible. Incredible. And I love them, really phenomenal.
Thank you.
So, walking on a runway, it's quite something, with platform like that.
Is. Especially when you're 5'5", you got to be tall. But as long as you walk confident, then that's all that matters. People think I'm honestly 6 feet tall because of like how I walk, and then they meet me and I'm tiny in real life.
That's great. Yeah. How did you get involved with being an ambassador for the United Nations?
U.S. Nation.
U.S. Nation.
So basically.
So U.S. it's not United.
Yeah, U.S. Nation.
Okay. Yeah. And so what is that pretty much U.S. Nation?
Well, for them, because there's different types of pageantries. There's like Miss U.S. America.
Okay.
And then their pageantry, they fall in the category of U.S. Nation. So like nationwide.
Okay.
Yeah. Like that. And
like world. Nation, that means the United States.
No, that would be Miss America.
Okay.
Yeah, Miss U.S. Nation is like all nation.
Okay.
Yeah, all world type thing.
Okay, very good.
And so I got into them through actually my cousin.
And how did you start getting in pageantry?
This was my first pageant, to be very honest with you. Yes, this was my first ever pageant, to be very honest with you. I won on sheer luck. I had never ever done a pageant ever in my life. My cousin introduced me to the person in charge of this pageantry, and she said, "Hey, I really see you as someone that could do this, pageantry for a living. I want you to do this one pageant to get the practice of it." And then I won.
Wow! Do you imagine this? She's practicing and bam!
Yeah, she said, I want you to go in, I want you to get a feel. I know the girls that I was like going up against had been doing this like for a living since they were little girls. They had already held their own titles from wherever they were. I was not lucky like that. I never did pageants when I was little, to be honest with you. This was my first pageant. even while I was there the day of the pageant, I was watching videos on YouTube on how to walk and how to answer questions for the judges, how to be like the mannerism, all those type of things. I was still learning it the day of the show, to be very honest with you.
Well,
So it's
walking
been a
on
journey.
stage and all that?
Yes.
No, you already knew how to walk because you were
A fashion model.
a fashion model. That's
But
good.
It is really different though.
And then you had to learn how to look at the cameras and
Yes,
how to
looking at people, engaging
with the people. That's quite something.
I think that's kind
Pageantry.
of how I won, to be honest with you.
That's fantastic. So, all right. So you go, they tell you to try, and then you end up winning.
Yes.
Now, what does it entail to be an ambassador for U.S. nations?
Well, I mean, representing them, you know, in events, shows, meeting new young women that want to be into pageantry, speaking to them about it, you know, the steps, the process, the training, motivating them, you know, speaking that it's okay, it's a pageant, you know, and it could be your first time, but it doesn't matter as long as, you know, you have the guts to do it. You could do it, you could win, you know, and I'm an example of that. I won on accident. I wasn't supposed to
When
win.
you say accidents, what, just
You
because
know,
it was your first time?
Not even just because it was my first time. It was because mainly the initial thing about it was, you know, hey, we're going to do this. And then for you to win the next one, hopefully, you know, like this is going to be like your practice.
Your training.
Your training. You get
Training
the feel
wheels.
of it. Exactly. Your training wheels, you know? And then I walked out with a title, and that was something that was like, it was really big. It was unexpected.
And now that you have the title, what is your job? What do you do besides going to other pageants and representing women? I would think that probably you help women in distress. I would think probably.
I do a lot of different stuff, honestly. I get hired.
To them?
Yes, I do talk to a lot of women. Even if I'm not wearing my crown or my satchel in general and everything that I do, because this is my title. And then not just that, I want to be able to be a woman women can trust in the industry. So I take care of all my girls. And anyway.
And now in the world, what would you like to be as a profession?
Oof, that's a tough question. Honestly, I'm one of those people that I feel like I could do anything that I really feel a passion for, and I have a passion for a lot of different things. Like I have a passion for modeling, for makeup artistry. I also really enjoy dancing, to be really honest with you.
Do you do ballet? You do jazz? You do what?
No, nothing like that, truthfully. What I do more like sensual, pole dancing, things like that.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's an art, you know?
It is a lot.
I thought it was just strippers that were going on poles until I went with a friend of mine to a class, and it is something.
It's something else. It's something completely different. You got to be physically, like not even physically ready, just mentally ready.
Mentally ready,
Yes.
and it's a lot of sport.
It
like
is.
being able to
Hold
yourself up, and some people let go of the pole and turn around. I mean, this is
fun.
quite something.
It is, but it's fun.
Did you have to take a class for that?
Yeah, I took a lot of classes. Honestly.
They do that in Miami. They give classes like that.
I would go to like single classes or group classes. I really like the group classes because then you get to be with the girls all together.
Oh, it's always more fun when you do things with in a
Other
group,
people,
in a group. And you say you like dancing. Like, have you been in any dance music videos?
I have actually. Yes.
I should call you when I do my next video.
I do. I've done music videos. I've been for one music video. It's called Ergotica. I have been in that music video, and I was the main girl that was basically the girlfriend part, and then like it was the lover type of thing. And I danced in the music video with him, for him, on the pole. It was like really cool. They rented a whole hotel that had a pole in it and everything.
Wow, is that on YouTube?
That's on YouTube.
So make sure you give my producer a little cut of that. I'd love to see that.
Yes, and I have a lot of other music videos. I've done probably 5 or 6. I think 4 of them really made it on YouTube. I don't know what happened to the rest, but I know 4 of them made it.
Excellent. So we'll, ladies and gentlemen, we'll get a chance to see her videos. All right. So on a day-to-day basis, what does Miss Florida Ambassador of U.S. Nation do?
It could be a wide range of things. During the week. I could do events. I can do hosting. I get hired a lot to basically do fittings or castings for fashion shows.
Right.
So they'll bring me in as the woman that basically is going to assist them with the process of a casting. So they need 40 girls for a show. I come in with them. I come in with my sash, my crowns. I get all the women together. I motivate them. I encourage them, you know, be confident, be strong, be sexy in your walk. You know, you've already, and I always tell them something, you've already done this before.
Right.
Just do it again and be confident about it. And then, you know, at the end of the day, whoever gets selected, gets selected. I wish them all the best always.
Right.
I'm never included in actually the person that picks the girls.
Right.
In that part, but I am the person on the panel with the designers.
So you
assisting
kind
them along the way.
you give them the first hit part of the thing to
Yes.
put them to make them start rolling and going into their feel confident and comfortable about themselves.
Yes.
And all that.
I am really big on that.
Do you go speak to children? Do you do what's the place where I go often? I can remember Career Day, where you go speak to the children and talk about your career, what you do.
Truthfully, I have not been invited to any children's schools or anything like that. I really want to do things like that.
You should just go to talk to a career counselor and you know, for the children, because they see you on TV, they see your videos and everything, and some children might. When I say children, not too young, but you know, might be interested.
No, trust me, I would definitely love to do that. I have a little sister. I grew up with a lot of siblings, so I would love to honestly be more engaged with kids in the library, anything, just like events and things like that. I just haven't been lucky to be able to be involved. I have been involved in like children's toy drives.
Right.
I've done those a few, but I've never been able to, like, you know, read publicly to them or like really engage.
Get to talk to them.
Exactly. In the toy drives, you know, we're going through like the city of Wynwood, or like we're going through Miami.
Right.
You know, we're driving through in a location where we're meeting here at this time, and then toy drive as fast as possible.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm sorry, but it's the end of our show. Thank you so much, Sage. I want to thank you for taking your time and spending time with us on Island TV. I hope you get a chance to come back and visit us again. It was really a pleasure.
Thank you so much for having me. I wouldn't have been here without Miss B-Fly Beauty and meeting you, so I really appreciate it.
Oh, you are so sweet. And I really want to thank also our first guest, Briana from Briana Eats. And it was a pleasure. Thanks for having us in your living room, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Leslie Dalencour, Chercher l'artiste. I love you. See you next Sunday.
Are you ready to party?